So photographer. Hire the one that fits your style first and foremost. Easiest way to do that is check out their online portfolio. Number 2 for photographer, hire someone that feels good to you. If they don't, then move on. If you don't feel comfortable with them at the meeting or over the phone, why do you think that all of a sudden it's going to be a more comfortable experience the day of your wedding reception? And with photographers, you're going to be with them all day in most cases. So you're going to want to feel comfortable with them. Check out their online portfolios, number 3. Number 4, what got you into the business to begin with is a good question, I think, because what it does is it shows you kind of the genesis, like where they came from as a photographer. Well, I was an art student and I really love photography. Or, I worked at the county morgue and I found out I could make money with a camera. 2 totally different conversations, different motivations, and different reasons and stories. Number 5, will there be 1 or 2 shooters at my wedding? And the reason I share that one is a second shooter will often get that one amazing shot off to the side of grandma crying while you and dad dance or whatever. So if you want 2 shooters, then that's a good reason to have one. But you want to know, is it 1 or 2 shooters? Now, not do you bring an assistant, but is that assistant also a shooter? And that's important. You're going to want to know that. Number 6, kind of in the same vein here, is consider whether or not meeting the person shooting your wedding matters to you. This is a tricky part because the entire personality thing goes out the window if you don't get a one-to-one feel by dealing directly with them, if you're not able to do that on the phone. Number 7, consider the various packages and what shots you want, and certainly how many hours the package covers. Also ask about extras and overtime in case you need it. I see it all the time. Brides will come up to me, they're like, "Hey Dan, I only got the photographer for an extra 50 or for another 15 minutes, and we're only halfway through dinner. What should we do?" And I think, geez, you probably should have had that conversation initially because, weddings don't always go exactly as you plan. And if you buy a 4-hour package with a photographer and you're in the middle of dinner, do you really want to go out and do your main dances or whatever? So you need to have that conversation. Number 8, turnaround time or post-production. Really, that's kind of self-explanatory. You want to ask them, hey, how long before I get my pictures? I think that would be a really wise move because if it's the middle of August and you don't get them till the following January, February, and you got family in from out of town, that sort of thing. And all photographers know this. You just want to make sure that you got your pictures so you can show them to family over the holidays. I think that's the big one, by the way. That seems to be the big motivator. And not to mention, just cyclically, we do more weddings in Michigan from March through November than we do December, January, February, March. Number 9, ask about your rights to the pictures after they're shot. I think that's a big one. Doesn't seem to be as big of an issue as it was, say, 10 years ago. But do you get full rights or not? In my opinion, and from what I've heard from most of the brides and even photographers that I refer, you want complete rights when the pictures are delivered. What about prints and reprints? You want to ask them about that too, because some will actually hang on to those. Oh, you got to order them through me. So are the prices the same for the prints and the reprints? That's another question to ask. And if you've got full rights to the pictures, you can always do it later, but will you? And I see it all the time. Brides are like, dang, I just wish I would have spent the extra few bucks instead of saying I'm going to copy it later or whatever. Just to order the prints up front with your photographer because he or she's going to get decent prices on those anyways. You might as well just get it done so you can make sure all the people that you want to have a picture have a picture. Again, these tips that I'm sharing with you on the photography will be at my 18 tips for a great wedding reception. You just got to enter your email below the video or wherever the heck I sent you. But you're going to want to enter that email or on my website. I've got different places throughout my website at michiganweddingdj.com where you can enter the email. You can get all these tips in written format and also get the 18 tips for a great wedding reception stuff that I put together as well.